Alright, I'm going to try this again. I'm having some camera issues here. Alright, we're going to cover knives and a couple of tools. This is my main drop down. My right leg drop down. I pretty much made it myself. And I made it from the existing sheaths and web gear. Now, I used leather thread, and it's all hand sewn, so it took me a long time to make this. I used a lot of Velcro, I used some Ranger bands, and I used some zip ties. And I made it completely modifiable or modular, so you can take it apart. There's Velcro all up in here, so it comes all apart. And that's just in case we're in a situation there's multiple people, we need to separate some of the gear. We can do that and not have to make anything on the fly. It's already ready to go. The bottom strap goes with the Kabar. The top strap goes with the Smith and Wesson setup. Alright, I went with the mini Kabar. This is the black small version of the United States Marine Corps knife. The reason why I went with the small one is because the large one is 7 inches, and in the state of Texas that's an illegal weapon. You can own it, you just can't carry it outside unless you're transporting it to a place where you normally would use it. Now, the mini one is 5 1/4 inches. It's almost to the legal limit. It's just a little shy, so there's no question that it's a legal blade. And it's 1095 high carbon steel, and it'll strike a spark off of a piece of flint. I've scraped the coating away for just that purpose, and you can see I've tested it. Also, the reason why I like to use military gear is because I do a lot of research. I want stuff that works. I don't want to have to replace stuff. This is the United States Marine Corps knife. Anything that's used by the military pretty much has been thoroughly tested and researched. I don't have to research it. Plus, they fit nice and well together, and we'll see more of that as we get into some of the backpacks and load-bearing equipment. Alright, and the reason why I have a main combat knife and along with another knife and other knives is because if I get into a combat situation, I don't want a knife that I've been using and worn down. I don't use this knife for hardly anything. I only use it for combat if necessary, which I haven't had to use it yet. But if combat were to ensue, I would want a nice, sharp, unused knife so I can actually have a chance. This is my Smith & Wesson. I use this for bushcrafting. This is my main bushcrafting knife. It came with a CONVEX grind. Now, if you don't know anything about grinds, let me just give you a quick quick information on a couple of different grinds. There is the convex grind, which is like this, and it's, you know, a little rounded outside. It's a strong blade, but it's not really sharp. It doesn't matter how sharp you get this, because of the grind, it's not going to be very sharp. I couldn't whittle wood with this when I first got it. Now I can, and that's because I put a Scadinavian grind or a saber grind on it. It's just a modified flat grind. Flat grind is like this, but it goes all the way down to the back. With the saber or the Scandinavian grind, it doesn't go all the way, it just goes a little bit of the way. This is a shallow Scandi grind, and it works just fine. And I can work wood real easy with it. Piece of cake. Smith & Wesson makes good equipment there. This is 440 stainless C. There's no maintenance required on it. Now, this is a knife that's not with my gear over here, but this is the main knife that I use for most things. It's my utility knife. It's a Columbia River knife and tool stiff kiss with the Kydex sheath. I don't even think they make the stiff kiss anymore. They do make the regular kiss, which is the folding version of it. And I got it set up with a belt clip. I got the other hardware I can set up for different things, but I like this the best. It slides in and out on with my web gear. I can put it in different positions, and it's a nice tight fit. It's a very easy knife to take care of. Now, we got the multi-tool here. The last thing on my drop down. This is the Gerber military model. I'm not exactly sure which model it is, but it's the one the Army uses. And with multi-tools, you know, not all multi-tools are equal. You want something that has a pretty narrow point at the end of it, but you also want a little flatness to be able to do other things as well. You want wire cutters in there for different things, like making snares and traps and things like that. You want locking tools in here. That means when this comes out, it locks. It doesn't slip. I like a good saw on my multi-tool. I use that quite a bit. I have another multi-tool, the Swiss Army knife. It works good. There's a little lanyard. I don't really use that. Got a Phillips screwdriver here. Got the nut or the can opener. Can openers are valuable. Also got a file, a knife. I keep all my knives very, very sharp, and I'll show you how to do that in a few moments. And I got two flathead screwdrivers in here. And that's the Gerber. Alright, and it's in the case that the military issues out as well. And that's my drop down. Now, another cutting tool is the multi-tool hatchet. This was $5. I bought it several years ago. I've used the crap out of this thing. I've chopped wood, I've pulled nails, I've hammered. I've done a lot of things with this for $5. You can't beat it. And I got a little belt loop that I can fit right up in there and hanging off my belt. Now I grinded this down the edge with a double electric grinder to get a real sharp edge on it, and the nail puller works really well. Got another nail puller down here, and it's got a metal handle. Now a lot of survivalists will tell you that the metal handle is inferior to a wooden handle because if it breaks you can't replace it out in the bush. Well, I've had this for several years and it's never broke, and I use the crap out of it. You can see it's worn, but I have to beg to differ. It's not inferior in my opinion. It's very solid. Now, another cutting tool I like to keep is a saw. You can use a hatchet. This is a pretty small one for chopping wood with, but it works. Now, you can have a bigger axe or a hatchet. If you're chopping enough wood for a shelter, you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to need a saw. And this is just a camp saw. This is the Coleman Camp Saw. It's about $10 at Walmart. You bring it up and you have to push that forward a little bit. Then pull that back and it locks into place. And it'll go through some pretty decent sized pieces of wood in no time. Now, with this and a bow saw blade, you can make a buck saw, basically a bushcraft buck saw, or you can make a bow saw. There's a couple of different videos on YouTube by different people. I'll show you how to do that. I actually made a buck saw, but I used a couple of bolts and nuts, and I used a couple of screws because it wasn't exactly tight. It's pretty difficult to make it that way. I'm going to have to try the bow saw method and see if that's going to be tighter. I think it is. Now, there's another cutting tool. I don't really take it out to the bush with me, but I use it to make a lot of gear and to help out with a lot of things. A pair of snips. And these snips actually fit into the same pouch that I use this for. So I need to get another one. But this will be very handy out in the bush. It's just really heavy. I don't think I'd be taking it out there. Now, this is one of my babies. I've got two of these. I used to live up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I walked into Cheaper Than Dirt one day. And they had a barrel of these with the olive drab cases, the little canvas cases with the little belt hook loop thing, a little metal piece, and they were $2.97 a piece. So I bought two of them. And I actually set this up for bushcrafting. I bought two of them because I know Screama and I can wield both of them at the same time. I mounted the sheaths to the back of my load-bearing vest where I can just reach back and pull them out. I'll show you that on another video. But if you were to bug out, you don't want to be messing with putting together a bunch of stuff. You want it ready to go. What if you go outside the house and whatever it is you're trying to get away from is right outside your door? All of a sudden you got all this stuff, but you don't know where your weapons are. They're not ready. They're not set up, and then you get into a situation that you could have been prepared for because you already had the equipment, but you were not. I like to be prepared. All right, what we got here are 4 different areas. Right about in the middle of the blade, back this way. On the front side of the blade, I got a different grind than on the back side of the blade. I got a different grind on the front. Now, on the front is mainly for chopping through wood, like through the jungle. So I kept the concave grind on the front because it needs to be strong, but I sharpened it really good with the double grinder, the electric grinder. And on the back, you can see I put a Scandinavian grind on it. It's not a real steep Scandinavian grind, but it's able to now plane. If you take a round log, you can take a wooden baton and baton this part of it down that log and flatten it out for a place to sit or some table or something like that. So it's a power planer. A lot of people show you how to do these things on their YouTube channels, and I thought I'd do it. Now on the back side here, right about the same area, this part forward is rounded off so I can grab it, and if I don't want to baton it, I can push it with my hand and get some of the finer material without scratching up and cutting up my hand. Now this part right here back is completely flat, so now I can take it and I can scrape shavings of kindling off of wood to affect a fire if I want to. Very nice setup. I did both of my machetes that way. Now, a couple of things you want to take with you are sharpening accoutrements. Now, I've used many things. The hand things that you can get from Walmart that you grab. That thing works awesome. It puts a nice edge on something, but it's not really a steep enough edge. It's more of a convex edge. This thing right here was only $4. And I got this, I forget the name of it. It was like a police tactical shop up in Killeen. It's right next to the O-Mart. I forget the name of it, but anyone who lives in Killeen knows what I'm talking about. Now, it's got a ceramic and a carbide sharpener. The carbide is for rough sharpening, and the ceramic is for smooth sharpening. So you start out with this, and you finish it off with this. Now, it also has the diamond rod on it, all in one for $4. This thing will put an edge on a blade that's already set up the way you want it, that you already got the grind proper. If you sharpen it with this thing, it will last a much longer time than with those Walmart ones. Now, sharpening stone. You got the rough edge on one and the smooth edge on another. You can't really beat these things. This thing will sharpen every tool I got, pretty much. Now, it takes a little bit longer, it takes a little bit more skill and practice to use one of these things than it does to use these, but this is a valuable thing to keep with you. I like to take it out with me when I'm going out to the bush. I don't always because it's so damn heavy, but this thing, I like to keep this with me. Even if I'm not carrying my drop down, I'll take this out and put it in my pocket, because if I come across a knife, even if I don't have one, I can sharpen it with this one and make it functional. And that covers the knives and the cutting tools. And that concludes this video. I'll be back with another video in just a little while.